Hey guys, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since my last video. I know. Just been working. Just been crazy hours. A lot of stuff has been happening in the last couple of weeks since I made my last video, but it's okay. I won't worry you with all of that. Anyways, I'm here. That's all that matters, is I'm here, and I'm here to do something a little different. Just a little different. I know that a lot of my videos are a lot of like personal story time, video diary type of things, but I decided, hey, why don't we do some reactions? I don't know. So as someone who is on Reddit a lot, I'm on Reddit all the time. I'm joined to different subreddits of every category, especially gaming or something about tech or computer and stuff like that. But one subreddit that I have yet to, unjoin. One subreddit that I'm still a member of, that I've been a member of since like years now, is the r/Ftm. And being that you would think that, being that, I'm detransitioned now and all of that, I don't want to be a part of that community, or I wouldn't want to read stuff from that community. But honestly, a lot of the posts on there are like, they're kind of like affirmations of why I detransitioned, to be honest with you. It's like, there was once upon a time where like Rftm probably helped me with some questions that I had, questions about testosterone that, my doctor neglected to tell me before, putting me on hormones, whatever. A lot of times on that subreddit, it really did came through with a lot of personal anecdotes and a lot of like advice on like what to do when your uterus is cramping and bleeding, even though you took in your T-shot for like 8+ years. What's going on? It's not a bad subreddit, but at the same time, there be posters on there that make me scratch my head, that make me be like, the fuck. I'm gonna go through these with you. Now, I was originally gonna screen share my computer screen so you can see it in real time, but my thing not working. I don't know, OBS, all of that. My computer just don't want to do nothing. So, however, I'm just gonna probably like put like a screenshot of the post that I'm talking about and maybe a link. I don't know, but we're gonna do something. We're just actually editing for me, but that was originally what I was gonna do. In the meantime, I'm going to use my trusty Metro LTE tablet that my girlfriend got when she was paying her Metro bill the other day. Can I just say, this tablet sucks. This tablet fucking sucks. It has 4 GB of storage. You can breathe on this tablet and it's already out of memory. I managed to download Reddit on here. But it goes slow a lot. So yeah. Thanks, Metro, for the free tablet. No wonder she gave this to me. I don't want this. Nobody wants this. I wouldn't give this to my kid. I might have to put on my glasses. Usually I take off my glasses when I'm doing videos because, I have a ring light, and like sometimes you can see the ring light through my, through my glasses, the lenses. But I can't read without my glasses, so we're just gonna have to do that. So y'all just gonna have to see a ring light in my eyes, and I don't know how to fix that. So give me a second while I grab my glasses. Ugh. Oh my god, they're dirty. I don't know if the camera is checking that. Hold on, I need to clean these. I'm back. I can see now. So again, pardon me if you see ring light in my lenses. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. Okay, first post on r/Ftm, we have, why are cis gay men so against trans men more than usual? Interesting question there. Like, just say you have a genital preference and move on. Like, it's not that deep. The trans man you're talking to doesn't want you either because you're an ass. They're so aggressive too. Why the fuck y'all putting trans men on the list because you're dramatic? All it takes is saying that I have a genital preference. and shut the hell up. Okay. This dude, this person, this individual, I mean, I'm going to assume that this is a trans-identified female asking this question and putting her grievance out onto the internet on r/FTM. But right off the bat, like, the entitlement in this question, the entitlement in this post is like, the OP of this is like it's like so obvious. They feel like they're owed. Do they feel like they're owed the attention of cis gay men? Well, you're wrong, first of all. Second of all, I hate the word genital preference. Genital preference should have never came into the vocabulary of these people. But it makes sense. It does make sense, given the state of the trans community now. But yeah, there's no such thing as a genital preference. But there is a thing such as sexuality, and depending on what, sex you like, either the female sex or the male sex, or you like both, determines your sexual identity. So if you like dick and you're a guy, you're gay. If you like dick and you're a woman, you're straight. If you like pussy and you're a man, you're straight. If you like pussy and you're a woman, you're a lesbian. Or, like me and some other people, you like both dick and pussy. More pussy for me than dick. But the point is, sexual orientation is a thing. There is no such thing as genital preference. People can't help what sex they're attracted to. In fact, genital preference sounds a lot like, something your conservative, religious mom would say to you when she's telling you to stop being gay. Like, this is something that my dad would say to me and be like, oh, you have a genital preference for women. But what if you just didn't have that? What if you just dated someone with a penis? Like, why don't you prefer that instead of a vagina? And it's like, no, that's not what I want to do. I don't have a preference. I just like what I like. Sexual orientation is innate. That comes with the package of whatever, how, when you're born and stuff. So, like, I don't like the word genital preference because it kind of sounds a little rapey too. Because it kind of sounds like for example, where this OP is coming from, basically they think that because they identify as a man, that they now have access to cis gay men or just gay men. But the reality is, you are biologically female. You are a female. You are a girl. Gay men are not attracted to women. So, yes, they do have a problem with women coming into their spaces. Now, I was guilty of this at one point. I used to be on Grindr. I used to be on Jacked, Scruff, Growler, all of them. Scrabble, Tubble, I don't know. Whatever the fuck gay apps they had. Because at this time, I, felt like, because I've seen others do it, I felt like because I was a trans man and I identified as a trans man, that I was allowed to be in these spaces because technically I am a man. I'm just a different kind of man, and it didn't matter that, in my bio I put that I'm FTM and that I'm trans man and all of that. The reality is, I'm not supposed to be on those apps. Yeah, I wasn't supposed to be there because I'm a woman. So, and it just always, and then, once I realized okay, this is wrong, I shouldn't be on these apps, I deleted all my accounts and everything, because at the end of the day, I don't want to be in a space that's reserved for gay and bisexual men who are looking for men. Yes, there were bisexual men that would holler at me because, they figure, in their words, not mine, you're kind of both of what I like or whatever. Best of both worlds, or how they put it. But at the same time, but at the end of the day, I wasn't supposed to be on there. The same thing with trans women on Her. I have the Her app as literally how I met my girlfriend. And there are trans women on there that try to hit me up and try to swipe right on me and stuff, and I just immediately be like, hell no, and block it, because when I'm on Her, I want a woman. I don't want a trans identified male. I don't want a non-binary male or a male that's non-binary and all of that. I want a woman. I want a woman, period. I like vagina. I'm looking for vagina when I'm on that app. Yes, sure, I like both, but when I'm on Her, I'm only looking specifically looking for vagina. Anyways, let's look at the comments let's look at what people replied to OP. Let's see what they say it. So this person said, my personal hypothesis, based purely on the anecdotal interaction I have had with the gay men in my life, is that they can be very reactionary to anything that tries to tie them to heteronormality. I know I probably said that wrong. There is still such a homophobic, oppressive culture momentum to invalidate being gay, combined with their personal experience within the closet, that they seem to overcompensate on genital-related concepts. This seems to parallel the straight male aversion to trans women. Either way, it seems to come from a conditioned insecurity on perceived sexuality. Straight man with a trans woman is somehow gay. Yes. Gay man with a trans man is somehow not gay. Yes. Add to this, I have witnessed much more bi-erasure from gay men than lesbian women. My previous co-worker went so far as to call bisexuals just 1 foot out the closet, and they just need to fully step on out. This wasn't in a cutesy, haha, unironic ignorance way, but borderline aggressive and definitely biphobic way. If it is any consolation, I have found that older gay couples seem to not hold these views as much, or at least haven't voiced them to me. But that just falls into the old adage, all the good ones are taken. I assure you, gay men not wanting to date women who identify as male is not some inner homophobic turmoil or fucking thing that they're have to reconcile with inside of themselves. It's just like, nah, they're gay. They don't want women. Doesn't matter if you identify as male. Identifying does not, in fact, change the fact that you are a whole ass woman. They don't like that. That's why they're gay. In fact, I feel like it's doing the opposite. Like, by forcing or by shaming gay men into not wanting to be with trans men, you're kind of low-key kind of acting like the conservative crowd. And it's like low-key conversion therapy in a way, because it's kind of like you're saying, oh, get over this fear of vagina, get over this. Yeah, so what if a man has a vagina? What if this guy who looks like a Buffy, because this is something that they always use like someone like Lath Ashley or like Buck Angel, but like, oh, someone like Buck Angel, he's buff and he's scruff and he has a beard, he looks like a male, but he has a vagina though. So, you should just get over the fact that he has a vagina. It's still a male. It's still a thing that you like. He looks like this trans man looks very convincing. So why the fuck not? And it's like, no, stop it. Stop forcing people to like, to not be the sexual orientation that they are. Stop it. Stop this entitlement. I just hate that. And I hate it because looking back, I was also that entitled little brat. I mean, I thought I had some saving grace because at least I told people, that I was a trans person before gay guys would hit on me. To this day, I mean, there's gay, like the other day, like a couple of months ago, like there was this gay guy at the train station and he was hitting on me, and I just had to let him know, like, hey, bruh, I know I look like this, but I don't have what you want. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, there are probably gay men who saw a trans man and was like, yeah, that's a handsome fellow. But then after finding out that, said trans man is actually, a woman, and they're like, nah, I'm straight with that. I'm good on that, bro. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Like, but that doesn't mean that they have some transphobia that they have to deal with. They're gay. They can't change their sexuality. It's nothing having to do with genital preferences. They like dick, bro. I don't know what the more you can say to this. I just hate. It's like the entitlement. It's so real. It's like they think that their old gay men affection and time, and it's like because they take testosterone, they have this like full scruffy beard, and that they got top surgery and they got phalloplasty, that all of a sudden now that they think that finally they could go into this space as a gay male. And it's like, no, like I've met gay trans men and they're just straight women with extra steps. Like it's not you're not a gay male. You can't go into those spaces. It doesn't matter how much beard you have, how much muscle mass you have. You can look like fucking God of War, Kratos from God of War, but at the end of the day, you're still a woman, and gay men do not like women. Period. Doesn't matter if you have a strap and you have a packer, you have a fucking pack and play where you can pack and you can also get hard with it. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You're still a woman and they're not attracted to women. Easy. Okay, anyways, I'm done with that. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next subreddit. Let's go to the next post, I guess, that I have saved here. Okay, this one is I found interesting as well. I just had read the title, but I didn't go into it because I wanted to save it for the video. But here we go. So OP says she no longer wants me because I can't have children. So, for context, we are both college students. I'm 19 and she's 20. We have been talking for the past 5 months and went on 2 dates. And then 2 weeks ago, we had dinner at my place and again a couple of days after that. We've hung out countless times, but these were the only times when it was just us. Well, last week I made a move and we ended the night cuddling in my bed. And that's when I told her, I'm transgender and can't naturally have children. At the time, she seemed to have taken it well, but tonight, she told me that she's no longer interested in pursuing a romantic relationship because she wants kids and to have them naturally. I fucking hate myself. I would have prevented a lot of hurt if I had just told her sooner, but I was scared and didn't know how to. I invested so much into this relationship and have never felt so stupid. I even bought her flowers today. I hate my body, I hate my life, and I hate how hard dating is. At this point, I might just be better off alone. I'll go live in a cabin in the woods and become one of the trees or whatever. Okay. I mean, look, dude, like, rejection sucks for everyone. I'll just say that. I'll give OP one little tiny little break. Rejection sucks for everyone, you know? I don't think it's just like a trans issue. You know, they try to make it seem like only transgender people go through all this like dating hardships, but like everyone has gotten rejected by someone because of XYZ. Happened to me plenty of times. But I just hate how it's framed. Maybe I know OP probably didn't mean it to come across like that, and maybe I'm reaching, but I just hate how it's framed. I could be reaching, like, because especially how she ends it. She pretty much ends it like, oh, I fucking hate myself, I'm gonna fucking live in the cabin where I feel so stupid, I even bought her flowers, I hate my body, I hate my life. And it's like it kind of give me incel vibes a little bit. It's like, bro, chill, you know? You invested your time in her, but, you know, if you was honest off rip, maybe you could have saved time with all of that. And I think they mentioned that, but I don't know. I mean, part of me wants to be like, damn, that sucks, bro. But another part of me wants to say, well, I mean, you kind of put yourself in that situation. I mean, look, it just mimics the last post. Like, just because you identify as male and you like women, doesn't mean that you're no longer a lesbian. Now you are a straight male. You're still a lesbian. You're just a lesbian with extra steps, now with a beard. But you can't be going out wooing these straight women and thinking that once they found out that you're a trans man, they're just going to be cool with it. They're straight women. They want to, and like with this woman wants to have kids naturally, okay? She don't want to go through the IVF and all the other things that partakes in all of the adoption and all of that. She wants to have kids naturally, and that can only be achieved by being with a male. And like, I want to feel sorry for them, like, but it's like, it's kind of like that's your fault, because you're the one who kind of like delusion is that a word? I don't know if that's a word, but you're the one who kind of tricked your own self into thinking that you could talk to a straight woman and think she's not gonna say nothing, like, you know what I mean? Like, she's not gonna be like, oh, you're still a man, you know? Like, I mean, I don't know, like, I'm not trying to be mean, but also it's kind of like, bro, I don't feel that bad for you, because it's like, you're a lesbian woman trying to hit on a straight woman, and of course she doesn't want you, because she wants to have babies naturally that can only be achieved by, procreating with a man, something that you can't do because you're a woman and two women can't procreate. So it's like this whole I hate myself and I'm gonna go in the cabin in the woods and stuff. Like I find it hard to really feel bad for you doing all this extra shit and saying all this extra thing when it's like you kind of inflicted the pain on yourself. Let's read one of the comments. Would it help to see this as something cis people go through too? Unless you meet through a dating site where wants kids, doesn't want kids is right on everyone's profile, people don't usually talk about their fertility during their first few dates, especially not at your age. It sucks that this one didn't work out, and of course it hurts if you're already caught feelings, but there are plenty of others who don't want biological kids. But that's not the point, though. Like, yeah, there are women... Oh, fuck. Sorry, I dropped something. But that's not the point, though. Yeah, there are men and women who have fertility issues, but that's not the same as a woman out here acting like they're a man, trying to get with a woman who obviously wants to be with a man, and a woman parading as one. That's not the fertility issues. You don't have any fertility issues. You don't have a penis. Like you can't nut in her and like get her pregnant, and that's not a fertility issue. That's more of a reproductive issue because you don't have the necessary productive system to do that, and that's because you're a woman. You were born biologically a woman. That's not like a mistake, That's not a mistake or anything. It's not like you got your balls chopped off or something, or cut off, or you experience some like weird puberty thing as a male child. Like you are a female. So I hate when they bring up this whole like, oh, fertility, oh, like there are people who have fertility issues and stuff, and there are people out there who don't want biological kids, and that is true, but that doesn't mean that they're gonna be with you. Like if they are a straight woman or a straight man and they are looking for the opposite sex, you not being able to have biological kids, which technically you can, it's just the other way around, but like that doesn't mean they're gonna pick you. The sexuality is still in play. They still want to date someone that's the other sex, not someone parading as one. You know what I mean? You feel what I'm saying? Next comment says, sorry to hear that, man. I agree with the top comment about recontextualizing this as something anyone could go through, not just trans people. There are a lot of cis-het couples who stay together despite one wanting kids and the other not, and this major incompatibility causing huge fights and general headaches when it would have been better to part ways amicably as soon as it came to light. Dating can suck for sure. My ex left me after 20 years when I decided to pursue bottom surgery. It's taking me time to realize I'm better off without her. Be good to yourself. You'll find people that you just aren't meant to be with, and that really sucks, but it also gives you the opportunity to find someone who wants you just as you are. Again, like, am I bad for thinking like you kind of did that to yourself, buddy? Like this, I'm assuming this was a trans-identified female who left that last comment, who was with a woman for a period of time, and they still had their their original parts, their vagina, and decided to get bottom surgery, and then that ended the relationship. And it's like, I'm not surprised, what I'm saying? I'm assuming that they were in a lesbian relationship. They probably didn't want to call it that. She probably didn't want to call it that. The trans-identified female probably didn't want to call it that because they're so convinced that they're a straight male, or they're or something of that nature. But I mean, obviously woman was with you because she likes pussy, she likes girls, she likes a woman, and then you decided to take away like that, then like obviously she's gonna leave. And I kind of feel bad more for the woman who left you than her, because it's like you kind of put that on yourself. You kind of destroyed a 20-year relationship because you wanted to get a fucking fake dick that's not even really a dick. It's just your forearm wrapped up in what resembles a dick. soon on your vagina, and like, of course she's gonna leave. I mean, I don't know. Some people might think I'm mean or whatever, but I don't feel bad for you, bro. I don't feel bad for you. I feel like you're crazy, and I think that's I like posts like that and comments like that remind me that, like, kind of remind me like this whole like trans ideology thing, like, you sacrifice so much, and for what? Like, you know, there've been plenty of times where, like, I thought about, you know, getting surgery and even getting bottom surgery at one point, and I'm just thinking selfishly about myself, but I'm not thinking of the impact that will have later on in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just gonna make dating for me even harder. Like, it's already bad enough that I'm claiming that I'm a man and I'm going after, you know, straight women and all of that, and it's like, and who obviously don't want me because I'm a woman, and now I'm making it even worse. Because now, at least, you know, with me, like, even though I look like this, you know, there are some, like, lesbian women that will still date me, being that, you know, I still have my, you know, all my parts are, my public areas, private areas are still intact as originally, as they originally were. Like, with my girlfriend, like, my girlfriend has, like, literally, you know, told me, like, yeah, you know, I love you with your beard, and I love you being gender non-conforming, but if you ever came home and said to me, I'm gonna get bottom surgery, we're through, because I love your pussy. You know, that makes sense, because my fucking girlfriend is, you know, she loves women. So I don't know where I'm going. The point I'm trying to make is, I mean, I just feel like it's hard to feel bad for trans people, or people who identify as transgender, who go through these type of surgeries and then find out that, like, dating is even harder, or they lose partners and they lose family members. And it's like, it's hard for me. Like, there was a point in time where I would feel like, oh, those family members suck, your partner sucks. If they really loved you, they would have stayed. And it's like, it's not as black and white and simple as that. Like, it's just like, it's like, trans people, especially trans people who legitimately have some type of body dysphoria or body dysphoria, like, they truly are suffering. You know, I don't think people just get up one day and be like, I'm gonna get bottom surgery, I'm gonna get top surgery. Like, a lot of it comes with dysphoria, and it's something that I even deal with. But I just don't think the answer is surgically doing something to your body that even pretty much leaves you worse off, not only just physically, but just even, like, socially. Like, I don't know, it's hard for me to feel bad. It's just hard for me to feel bad. Like, I feel bad a little bit. Like, I would never shame someone or make fun of someone who has gotten bottom surgery or top surgery or whatever, but when they whine, you know, and complain that, like, no one wants to date them, or my partner of 15 years just left me because I decided to do this, it's like, you kind of did that to yourself. That's a kind of a self-inflicted wound that you did there, buddy. And it's like, you know, but they always villainize the partner. They always villainize the other person. And it's like, I think the person that left is the sane one in this relationship. They obviously left you because you're doing something to your body that is unnatural. And that's not what they signed up for. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Let's move on to the next post. Okay, this OP says, USA trans guy went to bail. Hello, I am a trans guy in the southern USA, and I'm becoming increasingly concerned for my safety here. To clarify, I live near a largish city and have yet to face much issue personally, aside from being denied a name change, but that was complicated. I have a large chest and don't pass 100% of the time. I feel this is relevant because passing can relate to safety. Many of my friends and peers are telling me that I am overreacting when I talk about moving elsewhere, and many say that we should stay and fight for our rights, which I also agree with to an extent. I'm having trouble deciding where my line is. What that have to do to make me go from it's my home too and I'm going to fight for it to okay, it's time to sell everything I own and get the hell out. I like where I live. I like my roommates and wouldn't want to lose them. I'm in my home state and I understand how things work here for the most part, and English is the only language I'm fluent in. I'm so mad I'm starting to feel pressured out of my own home state. I don't make a lot of money, and I only got halfway through college, so immigrating somewhere would be difficult anyway. Where are y'all's bail points? Will it be if the make Will it be if they make transitioning illegal across the U.S. federally? If they take your medication, are we already past your bail point? If you did get out, if you're comfortable sharing, where did you go? And was it an easy process? Too long, don't read. What is the point at which you bail from the state or the USA entirely? Where's the line for you? One comment says, I am in a blue state with protections for trans people in place, so I'm not as worried as most. But in the instance of a federal ban, I would try to get tea illegally before I'll leave. Part of the reason for that is that it seems most countries are going in a bad direction regarding trans rights at the moment, so I'm not sure where I'll go. Most of the places with cultures I'm familiar with and comfortable in aren't options. Russia, where I lived before. Maybe Ireland, if they were doing alright on trans issues and will let me in. I think that moving to another state could be a good strategy for you in the current climate. Much as it sucks to uproot yourself, there are definitely other places where you'll be safer and you won't need to deal with immigration yet. Yeah, me too. I've been using the same tea bottle a few times in case so I have a bit of collection. I mean, I was reading through the comments and I don't see a lot of anti-trans bills. That this one made me think. It made me think about a couple of things. One, while I don't agree with like banning people from transitioning, while I do feel like there should be more of a push of solving or helping patients deal with dysphoria in more healthier ways before we get to transitioning, I don't know if a ban will be a good thing. But so far as I've seen, when it comes to anti-trans bills, it mostly just protects kids from not being placed on hormone therapy, which I'm 100% in favor of. I don't think kids should be put on puberty blockers. I don't think 16-year-olds with the consent of their parents should be on hormone therapy. I'm very against that. I mean, to an extent, I am against adults, like, capable of making their own decisions for transitioning as well, but I wouldn't outright ban it from them. But again, I would just place something, if I had it my way, I would put it in place of, it being that. And then another thing that I thought about is the anti-trans laws that I've seen so far that's been passed in other states are just more like bathroom bills, where basically it's like, it ensures that if you are of that biological sex, you should use the bathroom that corresponds with your biological sex. And I don't have an issue with that. I think that's a good thing. I think that should be a bill that should be in place, because I don't think women should be sharing. I don't think trans women or trans identified males should be in the women's bathroom, and I don't vice versa. I don't think women should be going into the men's bathroom. And I especially want there to be safe spaces for women to have that are free of men, and that includes bathrooms, locker rooms, and things of that nature, gyms, all of that, gym locker rooms and stuff like that. I'm in for that. But like, I've yet to see like a bill that's like that directly targeted trans people. Like, I've yet to see a bill that's like, if you identify as the sex that you weren't at birth, we're gonna ban that, or we're gonna do something about that. And yes, I understand that laws aren't always cut and dry and fucking straightforward like that, but I mean, I don't know how to feel. I just feel like the fear this fear, this trans genocide that they go on and on about is just not a thing that's happening. I don't think there's a trans genocide. In fact, no one's really bothering you. If anything, we're kind of getting annoyed by you because you keep putting yourselves, mostly trans women, trans identified males, into spaces that you don't belong, like sports and things of that nature, and ridding women, there are chances of women being denied fair play with other women. But here you go, coming into that space, and we have to all pretend that you're a woman and not in fact a whole ass man. Like things like that. We should ban. We should have restrictions on that. Like you shouldn't be in there. You shouldn't identify into these spaces. I mean, you shouldn't go into these spaces because you identify as a certain way. Like that's not how it works. And I'm all for, as a radically aligned feminist, I'm all for women's spaces and to be protected. But at the same time, it's like I just feel like this fear that they have, that trans people have, like this it kind of helps. It's like I feel like this fear is unwarranted, but like they have to do that. They have to specify that there's this genocide going on. There's this fear that that trans is going to be banned in order to gain sympathy from people. So then when we call them out and we be gender critical about the ideology, then they can be like, they can hit you back with, oh, well, do you support teenagers dying, trans kids dying? Do you support suicides and all of that nature? And it's like, no, I don't. But I'm still going to call out the things that I'm going to call out. I still want to protect kids from going on puberty blockers. I'm still going to protect giving top surgery to like 16-year-old girls. Like, I'm still going to speak up on that. You can't scare me into believing in your ideology. And that's why the whole thing is an ideology, because it uses fear and what ifs, and there's something going to happen if we don't get a hold on this, and it's like, dude, it reminds me of religion, to be honest with you. Like, trans ideology is low-key like a religion. It's like, oh, if you don't believe in that I am a woman and when I'm in fact a man, or that I'm a man and when I'm in fact a woman, then that means you deserve to die. You deserve to be called the TERF. You deserve to, you want kids to die. And it's like, no, I don't want any of that. As someone who deals with dysphoria, someone who dealt with dysphoria and like actually like had suicidal thoughts and like pain and like went through like mental anguish because of my body, I would advocate for those kids or those teens who go through that to not be given medicine or hormones that impact them later on in life, but to have adequate therapy, psychiatry that gets to the root of the problem, because it's not natural to want to be another sex when you are one sex. It doesn't, there's no way to be another sex besides being what you're born as. There's no way to think like a man. There's nowhere to think like a woman. There's nowhere to feel like a woman, to feel like a woman. You either simply are a man or you simply are a woman. And yes, there are gender roles, but gender roles are fake and stupid. And yes, I understand living in a society that like forces gender roles to be in full effect, and that men have to be masculine, men have to be this and that, and females have to be feminine and be mothers and be caring and stuff. Like, yeah, I wouldn't want to be female in the world like that either. But and a lot of that, those can lead to a person like being like, fuck that must mean I don't want to be a woman. That must mean that I'm a man, or that I truly am a man, because I don't fuck with this feminine shit. When the reality is no, you're a woman, but you can say fuck gender roles and shit and do whatever the fuck you want. If you want to wear a suit and tie, go for it. I love that shit. I love gender non-conforming people. Like, I am a gender non-conforming person. I love the fuck out of that shit. So I'm not telling, it's just, I hate this narrative that like people who call out TERFs, I guess I would be considered a TERF, which I think TERF is like such a redundant way to think, because if you're a radical feminist, you're not a trans exclusionary, because we include trans men and non-binary because they're still women, but we exclude trans women because trans women are male. So whatever, the point is, I hate how they frame TERFs as these people who want to reinforce gender roles, like, oh, if you're not a woman like this, then you're not a woman, and if you don't act like this, you're not a man. We're like far from that. We're like, fuck the gender roles, especially gender roles on women. Fuck wearing a dress and wearing heels and wearing makeup and painting your nails. Like, be comfortable. Women should be allowed to dress comfortably. But lo and behold, they think people like us are trying to dictate what a woman is, and it's like the only thing we're saying is, or dictate how a woman acts and how a woman should be, and the only thing is we're saying is, like, to be a woman is to be of the of the person that produces ova. That's it. No, you don't have to be have a uterus to be a woman. Mine was cut out of me at the beginning of the year. Still a woman though, because I'm still able to. I still produce ova. I still have ovaries, and just because I cut it out doesn't mean that I didn't at one point had a uterus. You know what I mean? But whatever. I was gonna read one more post, but I low-key kind of want to just end it here. Just because I don't want to like over put you guys through too much in case y'all not really feeling this and y'all just want this video to end. Sorry guys. My video cut off at the end because apparently I don't have enough room in my iPhone storage or whatever to record more video, so it cut off at that point. But honestly, I was just going to end the video anyway. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you so much. Let me know if you liked it, if you hated it, should I do more of this or don't do this anymore. Let me know in the comments. Thank you. Peace out.